I, 27 male, recently bought a nice apartment that's 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. My girlfriend, 26 female, of 3 years, moved in with me and it's been great. She does split the rent and the cooking and cleaning. My nephew frequently stays with us as the apartment is closer to his school. My girlfriend is very close to one friend, 28 male. He does not like me at all. I've tried to be nice to him, but stopped when he told my girlfriend at a dinner party that she could do a lot better than me. She laughed it off and told him to knock it off. Some of her friends think he has a crush on her. She's made it clear she only likes him as a friend. On to the issue. The same friend recently got evicted from his apartment because he was having trouble paying the rent on time. He has been living with friends and family since. I got home from a long shift and my girlfriend was showing the apartment around to her friend group. When the friends left, she wanted to speak to me. We sat down and she asked if it would be okay if her friend could move into the 3rd bedroom. I thought about it and told her no. She then proceeded to tell me that she already told him it was okay. That started a huge argument between the two of us, and she left to stay with her parents. My stand on it is that her friend does not like me, is not offering to pay any rent, and I don't want to make my nephew uncomfortable when he stays with us. Am I the idiot for denying my girlfriend's friend to live with us? Not the idiot, but your girlfriend is. She's seriously inviting someone who clearly dislikes you and disrespected you with that comment at the dinner party to live rent-free in an apartment you own without even speaking to you. Yikes! There are loads of red flags here, but what bothers me most is her inviting him to live with you without your knowledge and then leaving you after an argument that should have been a mature discussion between you both about finding a freeloader roommate for the 3rd bedroom. At best, she likes the attention this friend gives her. At worst, well, you already know. OP, don't let this guy move in when he already doesn't respect you. If someone says you could do so much better, they always mean themselves. It is so disrespectful of girlfriend to offer this guy the room. You can't tell me as if she doesn't know that he wants her. Maybe they were friends with benefits all the time. Whoa, OP has a girlfriend problem. All her actions leading up to the argument is beyond disrespectful and not qualities I would want out of a life partner. Not the idiot. Your girlfriend was wrong to not consider how uncomfortable it would be for you to live with someone you don't get along with, not ask you first, and not give any deference to the fact that you own the apartment and she just rents. If he moved in, it would only end badly. Better to have the argument now. Finally, LOL at a homeless guy telling your girlfriend that she can do better than you. OP, even if he was a nice guy who respects you and had platonic feelings towards your girlfriend, you could have still said no. This was also a conversation that she needed to have with you first. It's weird to me that she chose to stay at her parents' house over this issue. She's literally making life-changing plans that affect you directly and expecting you to be okay with it. Does her friend not have family or other options? Is his only option to go live in the apartment of someone he already dislikes so strongly? At best, he's going to treat you coldly. At worst, he's going to be an idiot at every opportunity he gets. You don't need that hostility in your own home. I think she's aware of the fact that friend doesn't like OP because of the comment made at the dinner party. She's also aware of the feelings friend has for her. This sounds like she wants to test OP's willingness to be a doormat. It's always a bad move, in my opinion. My wife, Adele, 29, female, and Di, 30, male, welcomed our first child, Ava, 2 years ago. My wife had 2 losses before, so having our daughter made our lives happier, and we feel so blessed to be her parents. My wife is such a wonderful mother. She's become more radiant after she gave birth. Now that Ava's a toddler, her features are more pronounced. She looks just like my mom. She's curly black hair, olive skin tone, brown eyes. She even has my mother's bulbous nose. One night, while Adele was combing Ava's hair, she commented how she wishes Ava to have wavy blonde hair like her. My wife has beautiful blonde hair, deep blue eyes, and a straight nose. I fell in love with her the first time I met her. I said, "What's wrong with Ava's hair? It looks beautiful to me." She then said it looks okay, but she's a little disappointed that our daughter looks nothing like her. I asked her what exactly she was talking about. She told me it's unfair that she carried our child for 9 months, but she looked like someone else when the baby finally arrived. I said, "Are you talking about mom?" She's not someone else, she's Ava's grandmother. My wife looked angry, and she said, "You wouldn't understand how I feel because you're not the one who went through so much." I didn't get to answer back as she walked out of the room to put Ava to bed. Adele and my mom never got along because of the language barrier. My mom wanted me to marry someone from our race. My wife tried to get her approval, but my mom didn't give her a chance. Since that night, my wife has been acting cold towards me. I feel like she's being unreasonable for getting all stressed about our daughter's physical appearance. Am I the idiot? Edit. I am from Southeast Asia. My mother has a dark skin tone, but I take after my father, who's more fair-skinned. I am not on speaking terms with my parents because they never gave us their blessing and didn't attend our wedding. We reach out to them, but we always get the cold shoulder. I think I may not understand my wife's point of view. I think I made her feel bad after she opened up to me, and I didn't empathize with her. You are the idiot for having the conversation in front of your daughter. You could have easily let the small comment slide until your child was in bed and then talked to your wife about it in private. 2-year-olds hear and absorb far more than most parents give them credit for, even if they appear to be focused on a show. Never discuss a child's appearance in front of them unless it's only complimentary. He said that his daughter is beautiful and that she resembles her grandmother. How is OP in any way the idiot here? Do you think the kid might have thought, "Mommy wishes my hair was different. What's wrong with it?" OP saying there's nothing wrong with her hair, and I think it's beautiful, was the correct thing to say in front of the kid. Don't blame OP for his wife's crime. She made the comments in front of the child. She's the idiot, not OP. Her comments are meaner than OP's. She's beautiful. OP isn't the idiot at all. Not the idiot. I have 3 children that look nothing like me. One looks like her father's mom, one looks like her father's aunt, and one looks like his father. Sometimes I feel bummed that none of them look like me, but never seriously, and never for longer than a joke when I'm talking with my sisters. However, your wife makes me a little nervous. Her behavior seems like a symptom, not the cause. It sounds like she needs therapy. Pregnancy loss can be very traumatic, and being married into a family that technically didn't want her can add to that trauma. I, 30 male, have been on a plant-based diet for 10 years for health reasons. I take supplements and have regular checkups with my doctor to monitor my health. So far, I haven't had any problems with my diet. A week and a half ago, my sister, 32, asked me if I could do her the favor of taking care of my nephew and niece, teens, for a week, since she and her husband were going on vacation. Honestly, I was kind of wary of doing it, since my sister has a history of being very specific with how other people take care of her children, but I still agreed. She knows about my diet, so I sent her this message. Do you want my nephews to eat meat? If so, could you give me the money so I can go buy what I need so I can cook for them? But I didn't get a reply, so I assumed it was okay if my nephews ate the same way I did. She left them with me and we had an excellent week. In my personal opinion, my nephews ate healthily and got all of their nutrients, except for the absence of protein. But the kids had plenty of energy and said they loved my cooking, so I don't think they had a problem with my diet. My nephews also really enjoyed what I cooked, so there was no objection on their part. I even made plans with my niece to teach her how to cook certain dishes that she liked. Today, my sister and husband came to pick up my nephews. My sister asked them what they ate, and my niece said that she ate the same as me. My sister was angry. She yelled at me that I hurt her children, that I have no right to push my lifestyle on them, and that she should never have left them with me, etc. When I asked her why she didn't respond to my message, asking her if she wanted my nephews to eat meat, she replied that it was my obligation to pay for everything my nephews wanted to eat, and that it was implicit that her family eats meat, so she didn't think it was necessary to reply. In the end, my sister told me that she would never trust me again, and she would tell the whole family how untrustworthy I was. Am I really such an idiot? So you took your nephew and niece for a week, paid for their food, in general took care of them, and she dares to scream at you because she didn't have meat for a week? Sister can watch her own kids on her vacation next time. OP sent her a bill for reimbursement for all the food they ate and the utilities they used. If you had an obligation to pay for everything they wanted to eat, then she should pay for her children's care. You are not the idiot. That's a very good point. If she didn't think he could meet their needs, then it was 100% on her to make sure they were met to her standards. Also, why would she not respond to his text with exactly what she told him? Was she just hoping that he would be a mind reader and figure it out on his own? LOL, your sister didn't reply because she wanted exactly that, to be able to leave her kids with you. You might have balked had she insisted on the nest-based diet and to vent later. Does she always like drama? I hope your family has your back. I'm a carnivore myself, but a week of vegetarian food is excellent. Don't let your sister tell you otherwise. I'm 28 female, and I got married 6 weeks ago. My wedding was a hit. I had very non-traditional stuff. My dress was black while my husband wore a white suit. I had 6 flower kids, 2 girls, 4 boys, and my sister-in-law was the ring bearer. No one gave me away. The bridal and the groom's party consisted of both men and women. There were 2 maid of honors as my husband's best friend is also a girl. I had bridesmaids and bridesmen, and he had groomsmaids and groomsmen. Everyone loved what we did there. I also got married on my grandparents' property, and my decoration flowers were provided by them. I own my own clothing line, so I designed mine, bridesmaids, and groomsmaids' dresses, and all the clothes were made by my business, men's too, so we saved a lot of money. My friend Penny, 25 female, got married this Sunday. She was my bridesmaid and I was supposed to be hers. Her wedding budget was a lot. She paid for a quarter of her wedding, and her share was double of what mine would have been if I paid for the venue, decoration, and all the clothes in retail. We paid for everyone's clothes for my wedding. But the night before her wedding, all of us bridesmaids and Penny were in a bridal suite having a spa night and stuff, just having fun. After all that was over and everyone was going to bed, while going to the bathroom, I happened to hear a conversation that was going on between Penny and her maid of honor. She was complaining about me and saying how my wedding was so much cheaper, but everyone liked that, and that I've stolen her limelight and thunder by throwing such an unconventional one, when I knew that her own dream wedding was more traditional. She called me insufferable, a witch, and a cheapskate. I flipped that very second. I was angry and went to my room, which I was sharing with 2 other friends, Rachel and Cindy. I told them what I heard, and they said Penny is being ridiculous and I should confront her after the wedding, and told me to sleep on it. I tried to, but I couldn't, so I packed my stuff at the crack of dawn and left. I left a note, along with a ribbon kind of thing that she gave us when she asked us to be her bridesmaids, and wrote, "You can stick this up where the sun don't shine. Screw you." Apparently this ruined her wedding, as she was 1 bridesmaid less than groomsmen. I also didn't leave the bridesmaid dress. I paid for it in full, and she wasn't able to find any replacement. She hasn't contacted me, but our friends did text me on the morning of the wedding, asking me to come back. I texted everyone saying I'll be back only if she apologizes, in front of everyone, just her and the bridesmaids, for saying what she did. She didn't. After that, some of my friends said I was being a complete witch, while others took my side. Many of them are conflicted. My husband says that my actions were justified, but I could have been the bigger person. Tell me, am I the idiot? Everyone's the idiot. You 2 don't sound like friends at all. You both come across as petty and vindictive. You put in quite a bit of effort to tell us how cool and edgy your wedding was, and the effort you put into it. Tons of people get married in black and have mixed gender wedding parties. It's not unconventional in the slightest. You know the impact your leaving would have had on her careful planning. You could have said something to her instead of sneaking off in the morning. You could have left the dress. Your actions seem to have been planned to cause the most shock and upset. Honestly, you sound jealous of her budget and the attention her wedding would have received. I'm only going with everyone's the idiot because the bride shouldn't have said what she said. But honestly, your actions make me doubt the truthfulness in your account of what exactly she said. Not the idiot. She didn't confront the bride when she could have. She tried to cool off and then left quietly in the morning. Sure, all the nonsense about how great her wedding was seems pretty self-serving, but in the actual conflict, I think OP acted reasonably. I think you are the idiot because it was a private conversation she had with her MOH, which is likely her closest friend or confidant or a relative. She's allowed to have her feelings and nervousness the night before her wedding. It sounds like she was feeling jealous and insecure, as your wedding was recent and really outstanding. Your reaction was completely nuclear and petty. Did it ever occur to you to pull her aside privately and tell her you overheard her? To tell her that if that's the way she feels, that she should probably withdraw from the wedding. Instead, you sneak out, leave a petty note, and then say you'll only come back if she publicly shames herself. On her wedding day? Yes, your feelings were very understandably hurt, but your hurt feelings seem to have a lot of rage attached, fueling you to pay back threefold or something. I, 46 male, am currently engaged to Mary, 38. She's a wonderful woman, intelligent and kind, and she is the woman with whom I want to spend the rest of my life. We have both agreed that we want to raise a child together, but have found out that Mary is infertile and decided to try IVF. IVF costs around $12,000, maybe more, but we've both agreed that it's worth every penny if it means a child. I have 3 children of my own. Mary and my kids are very close and have found common ground between them for the most part. My daughter, 22, doesn't have an issue with Mary and me having kids, but she is angry that I'm paying for the treatment. She has made several statements regarding how some of the time treatment doesn't even work, that we're wasting our money, and she's especially angry that I'm spending the money on Mary. My daughter has had the same laptop for the past 2 years. Although it's in reasonably good condition, she wants a new one and says the money should go towards that, or to a newer house, or to her college fund instead of something that might not even work. We've gotten into several arguments where my daughter has called me an idiot for doing this. I'm worried that if I choose one side over the other, I'll permanently fracture a precious relationship. I could be the idiot because I'm putting money towards a cause that has no 100% guarantee of working, and I could be putting money towards something else. Not the idiot. OP, you are not spending it on Mary. You are spending money on both yourself and Mary and your future child. Your daughter is an entitled brat and is not being honest about her feelings about another sibling. She is an adult, and you are no longer responsible for her financial well-being. She can pay for her wants because they're not needs. Not the idiot, but also confused about why your daughter is even privy to your personal financial choices. She's an adult and should figure out how to get her laptop. Your choice to have another child with your current partner shouldn't be something she has an opinion about. With 3 children who have expenses, I admittedly find it a waste to pay $12,000 per cycle of IVF rather than focusing on the children you have, including the boys who will still have needs. It's not only about your daughter, in my honest opinion. If you've already planned, have been paying for university for her, and you have 2 more to put through university, how are you finding that? I won't lie, I'd have reacted terribly to either parent spending my trust fund trying to have another child with their new girlfriend. If you can afford to do both, do it. But yeah, I believe that's a lot of money for no guarantees and something that will upset the family dynamic. I'm not sure I'd say you're exactly the idiot, but I don't necessarily blame your daughter, depending on arrangements that may have been in place long before now. I think you are the idiot, OP. You're 46, bro. It's selfish to have a kid this late in the game. Not only do you run the risk of IVF not working, but your risk for having a child with disability double after, on average, 35. I think that alone should steer you off the kid train. You still have 2 kids under 18 to support. If the first IVF round works, by the time the kid graduates high school, dad will be 67 and mom will be 59. So this potential kid will get very few years as an adult with their parents before their health most likely starts declining.